What are you talking about, sweet potatoes?
I want a sweet potato.
You just punch yourself in the face with a mic.
Don't give all my secrets away.
You want to adjust the mic. It just goes boop.
Right in the nose.
Right in the jaw. What about sweet potatoes?
I want sweet potatoes for dinner. Maybe we can top them with marshmallows and stuff.
Can't do that.
Yeah, we can.
Pregnant people can't have that.
What?
You ever read that?
No.
Can't have sweet potatoes.
Oh, I thought you meant marshmallows. I was very upset.
Or marshmallows.
Oh, Rice Krispie treats are out of the question then?
No, you've been living on the edge with those. You've been living on the edge with those. All right.
I need a sweeting potato.
Sweetings potatoes. Oh, I'm Jeremy.
I'm Krista.
We're Parentally Unprepared. This is episode 13, week 20. Halfway.
Ayo.
Halfway there.
Ayo.
Living on a prayer, as my good friend Bon Jovi says.
Is he your good friend?
Yeah. Yep.
Why don't you just call him John then?
He likes when people call him Bon, actually.
I'd get him confused with Bon Iver then.
He's all right with JBJ sometimes, JBJ. Too. I'm like, yo, JBJ, will you grab me a beer while you're up? He's like, yeah, man, I got you.
When did that conversation take place?
I mean, just a couple weeks ago.
Was I not here?
He's being real careful. Like, he's really fun to hang out with during the quarantine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all just raid the beer fridge without Ty. I love you, but you are driving me crazy. Go away.
Good friends. He's good friends. He's good people. I don't know how long I can do this bit. So
I'm good. Just trying to give you an out, but the dog being annoying.
Guys, welcome to the show. You can always follow us at unpreparedpod on Twitter, and you can always email us parentallyunprepared@gmail.com. Week 20. What are you laughing at?
He's giving me like this death stare because I stopped petting him and he went to you and started getting pets. And he's like, gotcha.
He is.
Look, I still got my way.
He goes,
yeah, pretty much.
Look what I got here. He did the equivalent of going from mom to ask dad.
He was giving me like the cold nose on the arm thing.
Lay down. Send his ass away.
Bart Simpson says it. That one's okay.
All right.
I was having a hard time not cussing, like describing his face because the look he was giving.
A little eat bloop and oop boop boop.
I was trying to find my words, man.
Well, welcome to the show, everyone.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
A little more Christmassy in here. We got some lights strung up in the studio.
You got these giant LED colored bulbs, and they're amazing. I love them. I want 20 more.
I think I'm going to go buy more. I want more lights in here.
This is a very, very like kid-friendly Christmas room. I love it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. Can you straighten that right there? It's bugging me. Nope. Down on the left. There you go. Nope. I probably got to slide a little bit.
Right.
It'll be fine.
Can we do this later?
Yeah, we can do it later. It just, when you see a picture that's crooked, there you go. That's better.
Okay.
I borrowed your original. I live in an apartment and can't go out by myself and get a Christmas tree that hangs on the wall.
My wall hanging tree.
Yeah, it's like a rolled up rug during most of the year, and then you roll it out and it hangs on the wall and it lights up and it's very pretty.
It works. It for sure works.
It's very Charlie Brown-esque.
It's better.
It's a little more full than Charlie Brown, but it's kind of. Man, why am I so? What is wrong with me?
If you got on the board twice right there, I was going to laugh really hard.
All right, there we go.
There we go.
It down. All right, we're on the board, everybody. The game is being played, where we try to be good people.
We try to use our words instead of all of our words.
And not only that, we've decorated the house upstairs. We've got the tree up.
Yup.
Got it decorated.
Where are we gonna put that wreath? We got a wreath. I haven't found a place for y'all.
Yeah, it had a specific purpose the first time we had it.
And now you've repurposed that other stuff.
And now I've repurposed that. And we didn't have our big get together this year.
Yeah.
We talked about this last time, I believe.
Yeah, we did.
The soup party. So the decorating might not be on the same level it is every year, because usually we do it with the intentions of having. Stop.
Hey, quit being mean to him.
Usually we do it with the intentions of having a big group of people over.
Mm-hmm.
So this year is just for us. And this year we also talked about the fact that this will be the last year is just for us.
I know.
Forever.
So I definitely want to go do some like discount Christmas shopping after Christmas is over, like for decorations.
Are you crazy?
No, I'm not.
Why?
Because
What do you have in mind? What are you daydreaming that you're going to find?
I want the inside and outside of our house to look like the outside of the Griswold house.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You see,
I
she
want
wants
3 trees
to replace the money we save by not running the AC with light bills, basically.
Basically, yes.
Christmas light bill.
That was exactly what I want. They're all LEDs now. Like, they don't run very much energy.
Oh, okay. You're such a pro.
I am. Sorry, did you not know this?
Takes a sip of coffee. I am. But we got the tree up. We got let's see what else we got. I mean, you got some of your little trinkets up. You got these little animals, these little woodland creatures.
Yeah, they're like
that Bonnie's trying to eat as a toy.
Yeah, they're like deer and owls and like penguins and stuff, all made out of pine cones and feathers. Hold on, Bonnie's got my maternity like sitting pillow.
And it's one of those things where I'm actually up for putting up lights outside, but you said it was we don't need to. But I don't know. I think I might still put up lights outside. I really enjoy Christmas. I really enjoy the decoration. Like there's something so uber nostalgic about it that I don't know. Decorating for Christmas is so fun. We haven't. I'm trying to think. We didn't like go overboard with decorating until the roommates moved out.
Yeah.
We still decorated. We still put up a tree, but we didn't do the whole house because the whole house wasn't ours.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like we put up a tree, and then I think we hung maybe 1 or 2 things. So we used to live in our basement and rented out our upstairs, and I think we hung 1 or 2 things in our basement and put a tree upstairs with the guys, and that was it. Like, but the year after they moved out, like we inherited a bunch of stuff from my aunt, and we had the front porch decorated.
Yeah.
And
it was haphazard, but yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It looked good. It was a lot of lights.
Nothing perfect. Like here's what I do like is and I was telling them that I'm thinking, even though you said we didn't have to, I'm thinking about putting up lights outside, but I'm not totally sure yet.
You're running out of time, sir.
I know. It's going to be here and gone before we know it, and then it'll be February or so before I pull everything down. But there's something about, while I can appreciate professionally decorated houses, there's something about driving by a house being like, oh, they did that themselves.
Yeah.
They clearly did that themselves.
I like the in-between where you're like, they did that themselves, but they did a dang good job.
Yeah. And I do like they make those, used to, when you wanted to decorate a shrub, you would have to do it just like you did a what you call it? A tree. Like you had to string the lights all yourself. Now they have these nets you can just throw over the bush.
Yeah, those would be great if we had shrubs right now.
That's where I was going with it. But we don't have any shrubs.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your toes.
It's okay. It's all right. We're shrubless. I don't even know if we'll have, even if we plant shrubs in the spring, I don't think we'll have big enough shrubs next year yet.
I think it'll take 3 years.
I think it'll take 3 years?
Yeah, it usually takes plants 3 years to get to full maturity.
I want my shrubs.
I'm sorry. You should have told our guys to get them out there this year.
I want my shrub lights.
Shrub lights. You're gonna have to do icicle lights. We had these huge waterfall lights at our wedding that we still have. I have not put my hands on them.
They're like 30 feet tall.
No, they're
the entire window length of the front of that place.
It's not 30 feet. It's like 11 or 12 feet.
I bet it's longer.
I'm sorry. What do I do for a living?
I bet it's longer.
Long. It is 30 feet. Yeah, but you said they're tall. You said
no,
30
tall.
feet.
I think they're that tall.
No, they're not.
They went all the way to the floor from the ceiling.
Oh my God. I know how long they are because I'm the one that ordered them. I'm the one that made sure they got put up. I'm the one that measured the windows.
I'm trying to get her on the board chat. They're not going to happen. They're not that long.
Okay. You can sleep on the couch. Banish him.
Banish him. He's been banished. But yeah, so we were just talking about like, wow, this is going to be.
Before you started arguing with me, we have those waterfall lights that would go from the edge of the roof to the ground, and we could
over. Look, don't you remember that we dropped them off the back of the porch and they still drug the ground?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it would still be a nice way to decorate the house.
You do remember that?
I do remember
They're
that.
very tall.
It's still not 30 feet. Do you know how tall 30 feet is? It's 3 stories.
It's 3 stories.
Do you know what 3 stories is? It's
what you're telling right now.
1/3.
You're telling me 3 stories.
It's 1/5 of the distance that John McCain dropped that guy off the roof.
John McCain.
Yeah.
John McClane.
McClane, you're right.
I just pictured our late Senator John McCain holding a man over the edge of a roof and dropping it.
He may have done it.
I was like, in my head, I was like,
badass.
when did John McCain do this?
I couldn't think.
You were so confident.
couldn't
John
think.
McCain dropped that man off the roof.
I couldn't think of Alan Rickman's character's name.
Where John McCain dropped, I don't know.
You know what? Die Hard's
Bob
a Christmas
Dole.
movie.
Yeah.
We should be watching it right now.
Oh, man. What a Christmas classic. John McCain versus Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber, thank you. Took me a minute, or took you a minute to help me. I didn't even get it.
I was trying to think of another politician that sounded like Hans Gruber. There's no one, so it doesn't matter.
God, that's good. Oh,
yeah.
good times. Okay, yeah. Anyway, 3 stories is a lot.
Yeah, I know. You tell so many stories.
All right. Yeah.
3 of them. 3 total.
Okay. Can we move on with our lives, please?
Well, we were talking about how like next year this all changes. Like we have a child that's going to be around. Like there's choking hazards to consider.
Oh my God, I haven't even thought of that yet.
Because you were like,
she's gonna be grabby by then.
she's going to be grabby. You were saying she's going to be grabby. Maybe not walkie.
No, it should be Scooty.
She'll be scooty, crawly. What's going on over
My
there?
mic doesn't want to stay up. Anyway,
Okay.
there we go.
Bring the middle arm up. This arm right here. Bring that up, and then tilt the end down. There you go. Boom.
Bam. Sit up straight.
But she's going to be scooty, crawly, like whatever-y, and it's going to be weird. Cause so I've been to those houses where they have little children and the tree is like 2/3 decorated. So they just basically they decorate it down to the point where the arm can't reach.
So basically, they have a cat.
Yeah, they do. The other thing to consider is grabbing branches, pulling on tree.
Yeah, because we've had a tree fall before. It was a live one, but we've had one fall.
That was such a weird.
Yeah, our tree. It was when we still had roommates, and we were all sitting around in what is now our dining room watching TV.
Just finished decorating.
I mean, like 20 minutes before. We just sat down, took a load off, all watching a movie, and boom, right behind, I think it was my head. I think I was the one in the armchair. And the tree had just fallen straight behind me, right alongside my right side.
Yeah, it like fell in between the 2 chairs.
Yeah, like it didn't hit anybody, somehow magically, like threaded the middle. And when we picked it, we were like, "Oh my God!"
We have hardwood floors,
Okay.
so when the thing did fall, we stood it up. We were like trying to make sure. I was like, I guess the way we had it, we decorated it into a corner because that was the year we put it into that corner.
Yeah.
And so you don't really, when you got it backed into a corner, you don't have to decorate the backside too much, just enough to like maybe if someone glanced back there. But all of our decorations had put so much weight on the front end of that tree.
I didn't even think that's probably what did it.
Oh,
I just thought it was like off center when we put it in this.
And I think it kind of was too.
Yeah.
I think it was a little bit of both, but because we had to go outside and recut the bottom of it and reset it into the stand. I'm so glad we're on a fake tree now, by the way.
I miss the
I miss the tradition of going to a farm, and we're gonna do it with the kid,
Little one,
But like it's so. I got that tree set up this week. And you went to take a shower, and by the time you were out, it was set up.
Yep.
And I was already hanging things on it.
Yep.
There's something about it, but there is also something about the tradition of cutting it down. Wondering if you brought bugs and squirrels into the house.
I love that part. I always think of gremlins. I'm like, what gremlin lives in here? But my favorite picture we've ever taken together is at a tree farm.
Yeah, and then so to go back to the tree that fell.
Oh yeah.
When it fell, it landed, and when we picked it straight up. Basically, it probably broke
half of our ornaments.
You think it broke half?
Yeah, because we had a ton of glass ornaments back then.
Yeah, it probably broke about half, maybe a little more of the ornaments we had because it broke some of the like cheap ball, the ball ornaments we had. When we picked it up, there was a perfect Christmas tree shape on the floor, like almost like a chalk outline of a murdered body,
of just broken ornaments.
of a Christmas tree and broken ornaments. Like it was the perfect Christmas tree shape. And if I can find that, I'll throw it up on the Twitter.
It was comical for sure.
It was so weird.
I think it was on my old phone, so it's on my computer somewhere.
I think I might have put it on like maybe Instagram or one of the social medias somewhere. Yeah. I'll find it. I'll track it down. But yeah, so we used to do a real tree. Now we do a fake tree. But so
my parents got a real tree this year. Mm-hmm. So they've done a fake tree for years, but they moved to a new house and they couldn't take it with them and store it. So they went to
a big tree.
Yeah, they live in Florida. And they went and got a Christmas tree, and I was very amazed because I was like, I didn't know Christmas trees could grow in that sandy soil. Mm-hmm. I was like, did you go to Alabama to get it? But I had to crack myself up. But they didn't know the Sprite hack for the trees.
Oh, yeah. Were you 50-50 Sprite water?
Yeah. Well, but first you add like a full liter of Sprite.
Full liter, yeah.
Or 2 liter. Yeah, full 2 liter of Sprite.
It helps keep the green in, right?
It keeps it from drying out because it gives it a bunch of sugar. Mm-hmm. And then it also keeps the bottom from sapping over so it can absorb water better. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you do a full 2 liter of Sprite. It might be 2 of them, just depending on how deep your water.
Probably how big your tree is.
Yeah, how big your tree is, how big your water basin is too. And then after that, you take 50-50 Sprite and water and add 2 liters of it to feed it for like the first 3 days after that, and then you just switch to water. And they'd never heard that. I was like, oh my gosh, I get to tell my parents a fun Christmas hack.
Yeah, I think that what we ended up doing. How we ended up doing it, since we don't have super high ceilings like they do, we've just got normal 10-foot ceilings, 8-foot ceilings, 8-foot ceilings.
1 story. Sorry,
I'm gonna tell you a story. It was the loneliest Christmas on the couch story.
Banish her. Sorry.
Banish myself because I wouldn't make you sleep on the couch with the baby.
Thank you. Appreciate
Normal times, another deal. That's a different story for a different time.
See, I'm not as stubborn as you. I would go to the guest room.
So, what we would do is we'd add the 1 full liter because our tree wouldn't be as big as theirs.
2 liter.
Yeah, 2 liter. Yeah. I'm sorry. And then we'd have a couple of reserves and use that empty bottle as your water bottle. Mm-hmm. So from there, it's just 50 and 50. And it does pretty well. But man, you'd be amazed.
We just buy the store brand too. The cheap stuff.
And you'd be amazed how quick a tree that's been cut down just drinks that water. Mm-hmm. Still. It's just amazing how that still functions like that.
It's interesting. I mean, and you got to get it watered pretty quickly when you get it home from the tree farm, or else the whole bottom will build sap.
When did you learn about the Sprite trick? When you were a kid?
No. Probably in college on Pinterest or something.
Yeah, I remember my mom doing it. I remember my mom using 7-Up when I was a kid.
I feel like other people did it. I just didn't know what they were doing. I knew they fed their trees Sprite, but I didn't know how to do it. Mm-hmm. I think I learned about it later on.
It's interesting the way the things people figure out. I don't know who figured that out first, or if it really even does anything.
Might not. Yeah, I don't know.
Someone might just be superstitious about it. It's like, you're paying this tree to be here.
Maybe. I mean, we've never had a problem with a dry tree at all. Our tree doesn't drop. When we had a live tree, it didn't drop needles bad or anything like that.
Well, we also liked those. What were they?
The
Leland cypress.
Yeah, Leland cypress.
Yeah. Sorry. So they didn't really have needles, but yeah, I mean, I remember us not really having to clean up too much. Mm-mm. I love needleless trees. They're great.
Yeah.
And they look cool. They're really hard to decorate.
Yeah, the branches are too flimsy. That's the only problem.
They're flimsy, and they don't branch. You don't have several branches to choose from. You have to kind of decorate down these long branches that go from the bottom up.
You have to very carefully choose your tree. Because we got one tree one year that had a 3-foot long branch that just curved all the way up the side of the tree. Yeah,
almost wrapped around the tree. It was so weird.
And it covered a fourth of it.
Yeah, if you moved that one branch, you had this huge gap.
Yeah.
So it was really odd, but we were just talking about how traditions we want to do and stuff we're gonna be. We were just in awe about the fact that this is our last one.
Yeah. Well, and we've got stockings for me and you that we've had since we were dating, And we've gotten stockings for the dogs, like the original pack.
Mm-hmm.
And now we've got a whole new pack. And we've got stockings for almost all of them. We got to get Tybee a new one.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh my gosh, we gotta add another one.
We have to add another
We
stocking.
have to add another one. And I don't know, like it's hard to find matching ones too. So I may be updating our entire stocking collection.
I meant to jump on that website and look and see if they had that style still.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But
yeah, it's interesting. We've got so much that's gonna change and account for, and just for this one little holiday.
I'm trying to think. What was my earliest Christmas memory? I don't know if we've talked about it. I just don't know if we talked about it on the podcast. I don't think we have.
Did Santa wrap presents for you?
Santa's presents were not wrapped in my house.
Yeah, me either.
But the presents from my parents were. Like, it was always like a display.
So
you know what I'm saying? Like, you go out and like Santa had set everything up.
Yeah, I got my parents gave me the wrapped presents from them at the grandparents' Christmas
Eve or
no,
Christmas Day?
We did Christmas Day. Yeah, you did Christmas Eve. But like, yeah, I woke up Christmas morning to the couch was filled with Santa presents and stuff like that.
I think the one I remember the most, and apologies if we've talked about this before because I've talked about it on other podcasts too.
Yeah.
I think the earliest memory I have, or at least the most memorable one, was the year the Game Boy came out, the original Game Boy.
Nice.
Because I remember getting that. I think Teddy Ruxpin was involved. Like,
I had a Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah. So
I had a Teddy Ruxpin for a long time. I had mine until I remember seeing it like in a much later years, like in a storage box somewhere. I don't know where it is now, but
I remember being frustrated that the mouth wouldn't move when I would put in my music tapes.
Mm-hmm. I think I got a Talk Boy one year, like from Home Alone.
You still
2.
have that? That's still sitting somewhere around here.
You got it. I think
I have it sitting somewhere on a shelf.
Commandeered it somewhere.
Yeah,
and it still works, sort of.
It still works. It has a little trouble. needs some new belts, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I was very excited that Christmas when I got the Talk Boy because I was like, I'm gonna record everybody because everybody that tells me they didn't say something even back then, I was like this. I was like, you said that.
You were very gotcha journalism.
No, everybody told me I was I was gaslit my entire life, and I just wanted a record of not being wrong.
Oh my goodness! If you ever wrote a book, it would be called "My Life in the Gaslight." My life by Gaslight, and it's just you holding a match next to your face, just to illuminate your face.
Oh God! I think like once a week I tell you to stop gaslighting me.
My life by the Gaslight.
Trying to tell me 30 feet in 3 stories.
And then so that's not the only thing we've been doing this weekend. We actually are after we're done recording, we're getting ready to go finish this project. We've been talking about for a while, but we finally got started on it. We got the materials last week, and we're pretty much getting there with it. But the dining room table, the giant dining room table that you insist on, very much like my table in my studio, only
2
much
feet longer.
This thing's like 8x3.
Yeah.
Ish.
It's perfect. It's the perfect width too. I was a little scared it was going to be too skinny, but like for our house, it's enough room for 2 people to sit on either side of like the skinny side, and still have enough room to have a serving plate in between them and their individual plates.
Yeah, it's plenty wide.
Yeah,
it's plenty wide. Like, it looks skinnier than it actually is because it's so long.
Yeah.
But an 8-foot table, farmhouse style. We'll put some pictures up on the Twitter. I've got some progress. I've been taking progress pictures.
Me too. Yeah.
So we'll put some pictures up on the Twitter. That's at @PUnpreparedPod. And so we got the top built. We got the legs ready. You want to do a little more sanding. Like, we're being a little more extra careful with the sanding. See, the edges of my table have rounded off nicely, and we really didn't sand those too hard.
No, but this is still,
we want to. We've been sanding a pretty good bit because we're gonna have a child running around soon.
She's gonna bop her head on it at some point. Yeah.
But your kid can bop its head on any table. So I mean, it's gonna be. We're making it nice and rounded though.
As much as reasonable.
So we got the top done. We need to stain now. we're at the staining and ceiling portion.
Yeah, legs.
And legs.
And we got to build the benches.
Yeah, we have a diagram out for the benches. So we should have 2 nice benches on each side, and then we've already got head of the table chairs.
Yep, and those are just black normal wood chairs that I think will look good, and that way we can tuck our benches and the table to a wall if it needs to be out of the way, and open up the floor space, or the table sits nicely in the middle.
You were so nervous that it was going to be too long. Like after we got done, you were like,
I knew
we need to take this tabletop inside to see how long it is.
I knew it was an 8-foot table. I knew we had an 8x10 rug, and I was like, it's got to actually fit in the rug, or I'm going to have to buy a new rug.
And I was like, it better fit in the rug. I'm trusting you.
I was like, measurements, like when you get it from a manufacturer, they say there are certain measurements, but sometimes they're just like,
you have a 1-story rug.
Yeah, I do. There you go. But it looks like it's gonna work well. It'll work well for when we entertain and do our little potluck parties and stuff like that. And we're gonna carve our initials in it underneath the tables, so you don't see it unless you're looking for it. And hopefully, this will be something.
Put the date, all that good stuff.
Yes, it'll be something our kids don't feel the burden of having to lug around their whole lives, but want to keep because their dad and mom built it. So.
We should plug the podcast on the bottom of the table, so whoever finds it like years from now is like, wonder what this is about.
No,
peep inside the life of the people who built this table.
Jeez, that's somebody with time on their hands for sure.
Anchor.fm/PUPod.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's what we're heading to.
We're very sore, by the way. That is a big project.
It was a lot of. I'm not as sore as I thought I'd be, but I might be sore tomorrow. Like my back was jacked up, but my back always is. We were talking about changing mattresses.
Yeah, I stretched this morning. Like did the big I haven't quite got out of bed yet. Stretch, but just kind of like. And my legs. Oh my gosh! From just like squatting down and picking stuff up and lifting things and stuff, and obviously. He didn't let me lift anything too heavy, but I just moved. We were moving a lot yesterday.
Yeah, it was a lot of there's a lot of squatting down to measure things and standing up and cutting and placing things to see if they fit. It was tough. I mean, it's tough on me.
My shoulders are very sore from hand sanding things.
Yeah, you were doing a lot of sanding. I was sanding too, but I think that...
And we did have particle masks on, so we're trying to be careful about that too.
100%.
Eye protection, gloves, the whole 9.
I think we made the right move by borrowing the power sander after a while.
After we'd done most of the hard work, for sure.
Yeah. Well, we'll have it for the benches at least.
Yeah, thank goodness.
But so it was, we're working on that. I don't know if we have any other big projects planned after that.
We got to paint the bathroom.
Anything left in the baby's room? I think the baby's room is pretty much there except for waiting on registry stuff to come in.
Yeah, we need a mattress and...
That's coming. We already been told.
Yeah, we got, just start stocking with diapers and wipes and onesies and toys and get her ready to have a little...
Oh, poo catchers.
Poo catchers. Yeah, we do need that diaper pail. Yeah, she's pretty set on that. We'll have to start getting like our go bags together in 10 weeks or so. And we have a pediatrician we've discussed. We started looking at daycares.
We did.
Oh,
you know what? I was surprised.
It
was very daunting, and it is expensive. It's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be.
Well, I mean, we don't live in a major city, thankfully, so we get a little bit of benefit from that. Thank goodness. We got friends that live in major cities, and their bill's a lot higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a budget adjustment. I think it'll be worth it. Like we got a couple of tours of those places that we're going to need to do soon.
And you guys can write in and let us know what you ended up doing on early childcare. But we've been talking about it, and while we have like some part-time offers from family, we're kind of thinking that it's going to be better just to have the full-time going. I'm thinking just because. I mean, you don't want to put that on somebody like it. Not that you can't let your child go and stay with a family relative, but it's a tough obligation to give someone.
I think and we haven't talked about this off the air, so this will be interesting.
Okay.
I think it might be good to let the family that offered part-time watch her for a little bit, like do the part-time for a little bit, because I know they're wanting to spend time with her.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we could do that for 3 months or so and then put her in full-time.
Maybe so.
Like, because, daycare does developmental learning, and especially if, depending on where
early socialization,
depending on where you pick. And I don't know. There's a lot of options, though. I want to go see them in person. Like, you were leaning towards a couple of them, and 2 of them looked real good to me, and they were all about the same price, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, price really isn't the breakdown now. Now it's just like look and feel of the school. Like
who are the people that are going to be taking care of my children that work here? Like, child one. I got one right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't afford any more kids, by the way. I was looking at that budget and I was like, just the one, huh? Just the one.
Sibling discounts in some places.
Just a small one, a very small one, which is, apparently a lot of places don't do that at all.
Thanks for throwing me $20. Thanks for that.
I'll go buy myself a smoothie.
Yeah, I'll go buy myself an ice cream and cry in a corner. This will fill a hole for
God. If we go for a second and we get twins, I'm just quitting my job.
We were discussing that. I think that's what a lot of. I'm
totally joking. If you work with me, I'm not quitting my job.
Well, one of my it'll probably be me quitting my job. One of my coworkers, they have 3 kids, and his wife does not work, which she was a nurse before. I'm pretty sure.
What?
Yeah. And
she quit a nursing gig?
Yeah.
To stay home because it was that expensive?
It was that expensive. And they homeschool.
Yeah, man. I like that idea, especially with everything going on right now, because, I don't know, we have barely started looking at school systems for consideration.
I should adjust. They homeschool up to a certain point.
Yeah.
Like,
that makes
they're not
sense.
homeschooling all the way through, but homeschooling up to like maybe middle school or something.
That's what my sister did. She sent her kids to actual public high school after homeschooling them till maybe the end of grade school.
I don't know. I'm always torn on the homeschool thing because I'm sure there are programs that work fine, but it's got to be tough to teach your kids. Like, I know not all homeschool is the parent teaching the kids. Sometimes they hire somebody to come and teach their kids. But when you're the parent teaching the kids, it's got to be weird because not only are there's a different dynamic when you're talking about parent to kid. And then when you become teacher and parent and kid, like it's really odd.
Well, and I've considered homeschooling too, just because our school options are a little bit limited where we live, and I don't know if I want to do it just because I think it's good for the kid to deal with other people.
Yep.
Like,
I'm exactly there.
Other authority figures, even difficult ones. Like, and I know it's going to be stressful on us. I know there's going to be a teacher or 2 we don't like. And we're not going to be the parents that are just like, what'd you do, teacher? Like, if the kid's screwing up, I hope, knock on wood, one more time, things we say we're never going to do.
Eat your words.
I want to be the teacher or the parent that's like, when the teacher calls me with a problem, I don't jump down the teacher's throat for offending my little angel or whatever. Like, I hate that that's been kind of the change of dynamic. I want my kid to learn to respect people trying to teach them things. I also don't believe you just deserve respect automatically, but I also got to teach my kid to function in society. So,
well, and there's something to think about too when you're talking about dealing with a teacher, right? That maybe
juggling 20 to 30, 40 kids.
This doing that you have to have a special kind of like hubris is the wrong word to be like, you're picking on my kid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but what I'm saying is like, just like with our jobs, it takes more effort to mess with people than if you were to just be like, keep it moving.
And that is exactly it. Like, you and I went through years.
Retail.
We were in the school system, and we had probably hundreds of teachers by the time it was done, and maybe 2 bad ones.
Yeah,
maybe 2. Each of us.
There's just going to be.
They existed, and those 2 bad ones made my parents' life a living hell. but everybody else was awesome. Like some of my favorite adult figures from my like childhood were my teachers. Like I'd talk to them about anything. But
it's just like with any population of anything,
there's somebody that hates their job.
Somebody that hates their job or that uses their job to be, you know, to not, I don't even want to say malicious, but just to stir things up, you know,
just to kind of put their, well, I hate the universe. They've wronged me. So
out of my entire time, like 15 years of doing retail, right? 15 years of doing retail before, you know, I moved into doing tech sector kind of stuff. Like I can only think of one really bad supervisor and manager, and they were working together. So like I got them both at the same time. But everyone else, well, you might have had rub up, run-ins and, you know, situations with them. Like they were never consistently bad. And that's like over 15 years, you know? So it in any population of a profession, you're going to have just those people, man.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's easier to try to keep yourself in that mindset of, all right, I'm going to have some good faith in the fact that this teacher's telling me this until it shows me otherwise. We're smart people. Like you can usually pick up when we were talking about this last night.
I love how you just patted us both on the back. We're smart people. Thanks.
We've dealt with enough people in our lives.
We're not dum-dums, y'all.
I'd like to say I'm pretty damn smart.
Kid's gonna be okay, y'all.
But we were talking about this last night. There is a certain level of dealing with people, dealing with friends and acquaintances that we've done over the years to where you realize if you're wasting your time with someone, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's very similar when you're interacting with someone who is in any sort of professional capacity, you know, be it a teacher, be it someone that you're dealing with about, you know, I don't know, sales or something like that.
Yeah.
You can just kind of pick up, you get these hunches. You're kind of like, something's not right. I'm feeling a little, my BS meter's moving a little bit, right? So I think that there's
on the board, son. I'm just playing.
Yeah. I'm living on the board.
You're living on the edge, just barely.
I had to think about that. I had to reprocess, kind of like when someone their native language is something else.
We're not dum-dums, y'all.
Right. Like kind of like if you know your native language is Spanish, but you learned English, right? And you think about things and have to translate them in your head before you spit them out. I had to do that. I have to do that with my profanity.
Because that's your first language.
It is my first language, profanity. I put it down on applications.
You should.
But
I can think of a few job sectors you'd be good in.
But you know, I think that a lot of times it just depends on the person. But a lot of times you're dealing with younger parents that haven't quite gotten a whole lot of.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of younger parents don't know when to pick battles.
There's so much life experience between your 20s and your 40s.
It's so
There's
different.
So much. You're in such a different mindset from early 20s to late 30s.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not saying there's not dumb 30s. I'm not saying I'm not dumb. I'm just saying.
I thought you said that twice now.
I feel like there's a better understanding of people the more you deal with them. Like your intuition gets stronger.
I think so. I hope so. God, I hope so. I don't know. We've seen a lot of people that don't learn a damn thing as like the older they get. So I don't know. But, and I like, we try to psychoanalyze ourselves and break things down on a ridiculous level all the time, where we're just like, are we just like the things we're not liking here? Are we seeing this in other people and not liking it so much because it's something we see in the mirror, or is it something we are successfully avoiding?
That's something weird to consider when you're bringing a kid in, right? Like, what am I about to teach this kid about the way I am? You know, if everything sucks, then who really sucks in the situation, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, the old saying, if you run into a couple of crappy people during the day, then you ran into some crappy people. I'm trying to edit this down. Yep. But if you ran into all crappy people, then maybe you're the crappy person, right?
Possible. It's quite possible.
Maybe you're the poopy diaper. You ever consider being the poopy diaper?
I think that's a great metaphor. Have you considered a career in poopy diapers?
That's probably the one thing where that I think about with the kid of just like, what kind of person am I projecting for my kid?
We've thought about that too. Just like we were talking about it last night. We've had dogs the entire time we've been together, like many of them, and every time we've had a new dog come into the family, it is a whole new personality, and it is an adjustment for the entire crew to get to know this personality. This is going to be that times 50.
Times 1,000.
Yeah, like it's going to be a walking, talking, like sentient being with opinions and, like processing, like her own processing power that we aren't going to be, we will not have autonomy over her. We may want it at times, but she's her own little human being that we are adding to the mix.
And I was saying just the fact that she'll be able to talk and express those
how
feelings.
Stupid we are.
It's going to be weird.
The first time she looks at me and goes, "Guys, you are dum-dums." I'm just going to be like, "Oh, damn, we're done."
Well, and I was telling you before, like, there's just we were talking about over breakfast, and I was like, yeah, I just want to output a Paul Rudd like aura. I just want to be goofy and not so stressed out. And I've actually found that since we found out we were pregnant, right? That I don't know, you just look at things differently now. I'm a little more patient about things, like because there's something to look forward to, for one.
Yeah.
And then there's like now what I do will actually show someone else the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have to think about the reasons you've done this way for so long, and
I'm trying to curb my road rage lately.
Oh, please do. You're so road ragey.
But look, I'm not outwardly road ragey to people. Like it's not like I lean out of my car and yell at people.
No,
but
you just yell inside the car.
I just throw a little Tasmanian devil temper tantrum in my car.
Yes, and my mother's the same way. Like every time you get on the phone with her when she's driving, like she's got Bluetooth, so it's all hands free. But she's just. You can't keep the conversation going if she's driving. She's going to be like just screaming about whatever some idiot did in the car next to her every 3 minutes.
You want to hear what it's like to ride in the car with me lately?
Are you going to do the Tasmanian devil impression?
No.
Go for it.
It's a whole lot of this. God. That's what I'm trying to do. That's me toning it down.
I'm going to teach you driving safety rules before this kid gets here, though.
No, I'm good.
You're not a good driver. I love you.
Great driver.
No, you think other people can read your mind. That's why you get so mad at driving. You get mad at driving the same way women get mad at men for not reading their minds when they're dating.
You rage at driving too.
I rage at really bad drivers. You rage at everyone.
Get out of my way.
You don't. You. This is the guy that turns his blinker on as he's changing lanes, not before he wants to. And he's like, "Well, they're not going to let me over if I put my blinker on beforehand." I'm like, "Then they go ahead of you."
I know people. I've learned.
If you drive like a maniac,
37
with
years,
my daughter in the car, I'm going to have a problem.
We'll see. She's shaking her head. Banish him.
Why won't they let me over? They don't know you want to get over. You have no indicator on.
I'm pretty good.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I love you, but you're not.
But
yeah, Paul Rudd. Let's teach her. Yeah, if she ends up with a Paul Rudd type and she's a Paul Rudd type, I think it'll be a nice, boring family that will never have any trouble in life.
It'll be exciting. I mean, she's probably just gonna end up thinking we're lame-ish poop.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You felt movement last night.
I did.
Like
she
a
did
first like significant movement.
She did like a little somersault. I don't know if it was like the first, but it's the first I've felt in a minute.
You've had things where you're like, did I feel movement? I think I might have, but last night you were like, I'm pretty sure I feel a movement.
Like that, I was like 95% sure. Yeah. Like I think she's readjusted her position too. Mm-hmm. So she was like kind of sitting to my right.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that I don't have to get up in the middle of the night and pee as much now.
She's not.
I think she's off my bladder.
Yeah, you don't think she's just sitting on your bladder, legs crossed, like waving her leg back and forth.
Yeah, I think she's. So I felt it like center mass last night, and it felt like something.
She flops
Did a
onto your
summer-
bladder like I flop into a bed. And she just goes boom, just
Yeah.
lands in the bed.
But it felt like she did like, I don't know, like a little somersault or something. It was like a boom boom, and I was like, whoa, that felt weird.
Felt it a couple times, right?
Yeah, it was definitely more distinct the first time. Then I felt like like one movement slightly after that. But I was like, oh, she's moving. So
And everybody that you say that to is like, well, when she starts moving,
oh my God,
you're gonna want it to stop.
I get it, guys. Like I will be tired of it by the end, but for right now, I want her to move and let me know she's healthy and okay and doing well and developing right.
Speaking of, we finally get our sonogram. Like
Don't
after
say that. They called us the day before it last time.
I know. I feel like we've been debated on a sonogram like 3 times at this point. The first time we thought there was a sonogram, there was not one.
Yeah.
Then we went in and they moved the appointment, and then they were like, we went in and they were like, oh no, we're just gonna move your sonogram.
Yeah, I think it was twice, but
3 times. I like to
like it round
build it up.
round
I like to
numbers.
build it up. Nice odd numbers.
What an idiot.
Give me nice odd numbers.
Yeah, so we got that coming up. We'll have that to report on next week. Hopefully everything will be great and according to schedule, and I'll be tired of her kicking me soon. Like, it'll be great.
Yeah,
Your stepsister's pregnant too, and she went to a sonogram a couple weeks ago, and her baby wouldn't quit moving on the sonogram. That I couldn't get. Like, she was just like
just a blur.
a little dancer, a little tiny dancer.
Oh God. Yeah, and people love to share the horror stories of babies moving inside. Like my stepmom was like, "Oh yeah,
She's kicking my spine."
So and so was putting their foot right in my spine.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God. I was like, ugh.
Well, and I've told on this podcast how my mom was telling me how I was in her lungs, like my head was like all up in her like rib cage and stuff.
Your mom's a tiny person.
My mom is a tiny person. Yeah, I've had plenty of people tell me about how like my mom told me I sat on her bladder.
You were a gigantic baby.
I was a giant baby. Yeah, I was a giant baby. Especially for a tiny person. Thankfully, I'm not tiny, so hopefully your giant baby will have room.
I was a nice small baby. I think I was only 7.5 pounds.
Yeah, but got that Easter Island head.
You'll be all right.
I'll be all right, but
it's easy for me to say that. You'll be fine.
yeah, exactly.
You'll be fine. I don't have to do any of the work. You'll be all right.
What was the thing that we were discussing yet again where you got like a reality check on how horrible this could possibly be? And you were like, oh God. I think it was the spine thing, maybe.
It might be the spine thing. I know what you're talking about. I don't think.
Every time somebody tells him like some real stuff about all this, he just like kind of freaks out. And he's like, I don't want to know.
Yeah. I'm just shoulders up. Shoulders up.
He means in the delivery room.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you. My face isn't moving. Oh my God.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
20 weeks.
Well, hold on.
Oh.
I got something. I got baby hacks.
Oh, give me some baby hacks.
So I found this article from Stork Mama.
Wait, excuse me?
Stork Mama. Actually, this isn't baby hacks. Okay, this is a different one. I'll do baby hacks another week. But so it's 14 decisions to make before the baby's birth. And there was some cool stuff on here. I was like, I didn't even know you got a call in that. Like, so.
Okay, tell me about it.
All right. So number 1 is cord clamping. And we don't have to go through all 14 in detail, but.
Cord clamping. Okay. Yeah. I thought that was just an automatic thing.
Exactly. So that's what I thought. But apparently you can do early cord clamping. So like basically within 2 minutes, they clamp the cord. Or you can delay it for up to 5 minutes. So
what's the benefit in delaying it?
I'm about to get there.
I'm trying to be interested. I'm not interested, but I'm trying to lean in and be like, so kind of like an infomercial, but what's the benefit?
So you can wait up to 5 minutes. But the like umbilical cord still contains about 30% of your baby's blood, apparently, like when they're born, because the blood's circulating through the baby. We talked about it before, like they run like 25 quarts or something through their body in the course of a day. So 30% of their blood's still there. You can wait 5 minutes so the baby gets all the benefits of that, or you can clamp and harvest stem cells and blood from the cord and donate them. Like, obviously babies have had early clamping for decades now.
Sure.
So they're fine. They can build more, but it's reduces their risk of, let's see.
Not clamping reduces the risk. Or clamping.
Not clamping.
Okay.
And delayed clamping reduces the baby's risk of like anemia and things like that, especially if they're like premature. And it keeps them oxygenated.
I just had to tell myself to close my mouth. I was sitting there, I was like, I just went.
But, if your baby's not got any problems and you can clamp and harvest the blood and stem cells that are in there, and that can be donated to premature babies and other babies that have other problems that I don't understand and stuff like that. And
which way are you landing on this?
I kind of want to do the delayed. And I mean, if the baby's healthy, I don't mind donating. Like, we got a pretty good NICU here, so.
So what? So basically, it's just a more blood benefit type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, make sure they get oxygen and stuff like that.
I'm just trying to think, like, what's okay. So since you're still breathing, that's still giving them oxygen to their body.
One would hope I was still breathing.
Like, right, but you're so. Okay.
No, their lungs inflate.
I'm just trying to think of
their lungs inflate when they come out.
I'm just I get it, but like what I'm trying to figure out is like how can you still not harvest by waiting 5 more minutes?
Because it's in their body by then.
Oh.
Yeah. So like the blood will come from the umbilical cord. I'm not a doctor, y'all. Don't listen to me. Look this up.
It is medical time with Krista. Let's go.
The blood circulates through their body and through the umbilical cord and all that stuff while it's in the womb. So when they come out, they're not like in that in between period where they're not out long enough. Like that blood is still coming through the umbilical cord to the baby, like it was normally circulating in the womb.
Right. So
once they're out and breathing on their own, like if you disconnect from the source, they don't. It's like running the hose for water.
I get that, but like I'm just trying to figure out what could not be harvested in 5 minutes.
That can be harvested in that 5 minutes. Like after 5 minutes, it's in the baby.
So it's just gone.
Is inside the baby. You're gonna be poking the baby for it instead of the umbilical cord after that.
Huh. I guess I'm, in my head I was thinking the cord's still attached. It's not severed. It's not pinched. So wouldn't the circulation still be happening?
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
That's interesting. Who knew 5 minutes could change so much?
Anyway. So.
I mean, that's a you call.
So apparently, if you don't make a decision, they just go ahead and clamp. So they do it.
Is this
pretty
a common
quickly.
thing? Like, is this a common is it common for people to ask to not
anything
clamp?
common? People eat placenta. I don't know. Sorry if you did that and I offended you, but I think that's. I like a lot of weird food, y'all. That ain't one of them. That face. So, cord clamping is one, and studies have found that delayed cord clamping is not linked to the increased rates of newborn jaundice. So,
Clamp it.
Yeah.
Jed, clamp
it. So, and then there's another option that I totally forgot about, the lotus birth, which is where you decide not to clamp at all. So the baby stays attached to the umbilical cord and the placenta until they dry up and fall off naturally a few days later. So you have to you have to have like a place to store the placenta with the baby that's safe apart from the baby for the few days that it takes to do that.
No.
They have special placenta cloth and salt and herb rub to help dry out the placenta and prevent it from smelling before it falls off. You should see his face. Y'all should see his face.
Just cussed.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sorry.
did.
Kill me. Oh, no.
Oh, I'm so glad I read this.
Oh, my God.
That face was worth everything.
Who does that?
A lot of people, man.
Do we know anyone? Because I want to not talk to them ever again.
No, we don't know anyone that's
that sounds like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Who just lets it rot off?
It's not rotting because you're preserving it with salt and herb rubs.
Oh, we're going to cure it in our meat shack.
With her baby attached
the curing
to it
house.
still.
got a little carrier for the baby, and then we're going to hang it up in the steam house.
You can do it, man. Reasons to have a lotus birth include a spiritual connection to your baby, encouraging mom to take it easy and discourage a baby from being passed around to visitors.
Also, oh my God. Can you imagine?
He's just rubbing his face, y'all.
I'm crying. Also encouraged for people who want to stay away from barbecue for a few months. Such disgusting, man. I can't stop. This is so gross.
Y'all, he's gonna faint in the delivery room. I'm telling you.
Gross.
I can't wait to report back that he fainted.
I can't think about it. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Oh my
That
God.
should be an indicator for who needs to have their kid go up for adoption. They're like, oh, you want the lotus birth? Take the kid away. Call social services
He's
right
very
now.
opinionated, y'all.
Oh my God.
Jeremy's opinions do not reflect the opinions of the show.
Just 50% of it. Oh, that broke me.
All right, we're going to take a break because I got to go to the bathroom.
Oh, God.
All right.
We'll be back.
Thanks.
I gotta put my life together. Hello.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good.
You gonna make it?
I'm good. I feel like I just ran a mile or two. The dog came to check on me. The dog thought something was wrong. Oh my goodness.
I had no clue. Okay, so I read that article a week or two ago,
Mhm.
and I forgot that was like the first thing they introduced in the article. And oh man, if I had known that was gonna be your reaction, I'd totally save that for last. I should have known. I should know. I know you.
No offense to anybody who does that, but
Bull.
no offense.
Uh-huh.
No, I mean no disrespect, but I don't know why that hit me. Like usually that's what I start.
Somebody's salting and herbing their placenta to keep it around. I'm gonna get you going again. I know. I will.
I've done so many dry rubs, and that's just all I can think about.
Okay, so let's move on a little bit.
Please.
So the first and second thing they list, we've kind of already talked about together, is harvesting blood cells from the umbilical cord to donate,
yeah.
and that you can, like the clamping, no clamping. So you can still harvest if you.
I bet we're not even going to be thinking about clamping when we get there.
I mean, I just want her to be okay. That's all. But if we can think about it ahead of time and help out other babies, I guess that would be my call to make, like that I would make.
Mm-hmm.
If she's okay and we can still help some other kids, I would opt for that. But yeah, so I did read though, like you can still harvest donation stuff if you delay the clamping. So you were right. Like you can still get some of those stem cells and stuff. So I read into that.
I was going to say, it doesn't just like, there's no way you get all of it. You don't get all of the milkshake when you're trying to finish a milkshake, right?
I got a metaphor to give you, but it's too gross to share on the air.
I'm still drinking my coffee.
Okay, so
My soul still hurts from just a few minutes ago.
I bet you got an ab workout on that laugh.
Oh my God.
All right, number 3 is your options for holding your baby after it's born.
Okay.
So, sorry, this is trying to glitch on me. There we go. Stop glitching.
I'm watching it. It's just popping around the page.
So you have options on how you want to hold your baby after it's born. Skin to skin is the first thing they talk about, and basically it's like when you deliver the baby, they pick that baby up out of your vagina and then they just sit it on your chest.
Oh.
And so it's still covered in blood, and the vernix like Yeah, that's what we're doing, by the way.
No,
Yes.
no, 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 no,
You're
no,
going to see a
no.
bloody, waxy baby sitting on my chest.
Can we just get that all wiped off?
So that is an option, but hold on. Uh,
So squeamish. I'm gonna have such a tough time with this.
you have to consider what's good for the baby, what's best for the baby. So you
I
have
think
to,
I was wiped off.
do you
I'm a
understand what
great
I'm
guy.
going to be going through here? So your squeamishness, not really my concern right now. You're going to have to man up, sir. No fainting, no squeamishness. There will be blood. It's going to happen.
There will be blood.
You come on, stick with
drink your milkshake.
Okay. This is so skin to skin is when your baby is placed directly on your bare chest. The baby is dried with a towel on you. So they put the baby right on you, and then the nurses like start drying the baby while it sits on your chest. And ideally, skin to skin should last for at least 1 hour after birth. So a lot of people also opt to try to breastfeed in the first hour. And I think we've talked about it on the podcast too. Like the quicker you can breastfeed the baby after birth, like within the first hour, it reduces like the risk of SIDS by 50% or something ridiculous. So we're going to try to do that. We're going to try our best.
All right.
It is not easy to breastfeed. I'm not kidding myself that I won't be an expert in this at the very first try,
Right.
but we're going to try. So skin to skin is highly encouraged as it is known to regulate the baby's breathing and temperature. It can also help speed up the placenta delivery because after I give birth to the baby, I also have to give birth to the placenta. So don't forget that part. This placenta thing is freaking him out, y'all. It's kind of crazy. So skin to skin is also known to help reduce bleeding for me.
Okay.
So, and encourage.
Wait. How?
I don't know.
How's
Dang
it?
it, I just got on the board. Hormones. We'll call it hormones. I don't know.
Hold on. Let me write this down. On the board.
I finally got frustrated with your with
Hey.
your inability to realize what we're about to go through.
Look, I'm just trying to figure out how holding a child's going to keep you from bleeding.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not a doctor. Anything to help keep me from bleeding.
Go lay down.
Let's see. It helps encourage the baby to start breastfeeding. It is particularly helpful if your baby is born slightly premature as well, but is well enough to stay with you. Touch, smell, and sight of each other promotes bonding, attachment, and your baby's transition into the world. Make sure your baby is kept without a hat or diaper during this time for the best results. They are not needed and will disrupt the attachment between you and your baby. If you need stitches, you can still hold the baby while they do this procedure. Usually, skin to skin is only interrupted if there's an emergency with you or your baby, and you or your baby need to be taken to. They wrote it weird. Anyway, if the baby needs to go to NICU or something's going on with you,
Sure.
So another option is a swaddle baby. This option would be better if you prefer the baby to be cleaned up with a diaper on before you start holding them. We'll do that for you. But she's going to lay on my chest a little bit, I think, for an hour. You going to be all right with that? She's going to be waxy and slimy and bloody.
Just have them clean it up a little bit. Just a quick wipe down. I'll
Did you not hear all the benefits?
have a paper towel ready.
That's fine. You can do that while she's laying on my chest. Paper towel. What is wrong with
I know I'm not going to care at the time, but man, just thinking about it right now, I'm like, oh.
Mm-hmm. So, swaddle baby is standard procedure for a cesarean birth, as you'll be on the operating table still. So, I will be on the operating table if that happens. So, you may also feel sick. So this is the thing. Me, pregnant lady, may also feel sick, tired, shaky, or too medicated to hold the baby correctly after birth. So that might affect what happens. And if I feel shaky, I'm not holding her and dropping her somehow magically. Because I know when I've been through like painful things before, my blood pressure will do wonky things, and I feel like
Something you need to talk to the doctor about.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I want to faint sometimes when that happens. Like your blood sugar will crash sometimes if you've got a lot of pain and adrenaline going.
Well,
So
in your blood pressure.
yeah, so that'll be something that you're gonna have to help me make calls on. Like if you see me in a state where I'm like not making sense, or like little panicky or something like that, you just gonna have to take the lead and grab her.
Okay.
So, let's see. Your partner can opt for skin to skin or support the baby next to you. So yeah, if I'm too shaky, you can do the skin to skin. That'll still be a good bonding for her. So
Just standing in the delivery room shirtless.
yeah, get ready.
No.
Get ready. They've seen worse. They will literally have just seen my whole insides explode out between my legs. You're going to be fine.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Let's go.
All right. So your religion may not promote skin-to-skin contact at birth, but let your caregiver know.
Mine does not. I'm just kidding.
We'll beat you senseless since you're not even religious. All right. Eye ointment. I didn't even know this was a thing. Some hospitals routinely offer babies to have eye ointment within 1 hour after birth. The eye goop is antibiotic treatment, such as tetracycline or silver nitrate. And the idea is to cleanse the eyes to prevent any infection, usually associated with undiagnosed or diagnosed STDs. So when the baby passes through your birth canal, if you've got something going on that
Sure.
couldn't be treated for whatever reason because you were pregnant or something like that, like you can transmit it to the baby. So I think a lot of states actually mandate that the baby get eye ointment regardless.
Yeah.
So,
well, at that point, I would just go with whatever the doctor thinks is good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And that one's going to be, so you can choose the ointment. If you, choosing the ointment is part of your choices. So you can go with something that's a little less like severe of an antibiotic for your newborn baby. And I think that I would be like, please give me the one that's like the gentle one. That's great. And you don't have to do
Aggressive ointment.
No. You don't have to do the eye ointment for cesareans though, because the baby doesn't pass through the birth canal. So, you can get in a lot of trouble if your state mandates it, and for some reason you don't do it because
Just
do
whatever
it.
the doctor.
Just do it.
Just we're following doctor's orders here.
yeah, exactly.
We trust doctors.
And the next one is a vitamin K injection. Hold on. Vitamin K. It's used by the body to help with blood clotting and is an essential vitamin to stop bleeding. Newborn babies are born with low levels of vitamin K compared to adults, and adults get vitamin K from food, but your baby won't get that until they start solids. So the deficiency is thought to put newborns at higher risk of internal bleeding, known as the vitamin K deficiency bleeding. Medical solution is to offer a synthetic dose of vitamin K to your baby at the birth. So options are an injection, which is the most popular option, intramuscular shot of vitamin K given in the leg, quick to administer, and your baby only needs it once. Let's see. And you can give them a pill of vitamin K that you administer. Not doing that. We're going to go with a shot as far as I know. You may choose to opt out of vitamin K altogether. The question is, why have human babies evolved to be born with low levels of vitamin K? The dose given to a term baby is usually 1 milligram, which is 20,000 times.
This is so medical.
Yeah, I'll move forward. Anyway, we're going to do it. So
How many are we through right now?
I'm going to breeze through a lot of them.
Okay.
So supplementation is kind of self-explanatory. You can decide to supplement your breast milk and blah, blah, blah. We've talked about milk and our plans on that on here a lot. So formula supplements are an option. Hepatitis B vaccine. So liver disease. I was born with jaundice. So that kind of stuff. You got to...
A lot of babies are.
Yeah. Basically, that's going to be another doctor-approved thing for me. I don't know any better than they do, so I'm not going for it.
Most of these choices were kind of like, well, what does the doctor say?
Yeah.
Because you're the guy that studies this.
I mean, and I want to look into it, and I want to know what the options are, so I'm glad I read this stuff. But I'm somebody that went to med school knows better than me.
Oh,
so.
God. Sorry.
So here's one. Pacifier. A pacifier is an art, blah, blah, blah. Pros and cons of pacifiers. So using a pacifier, the sucking motion can soothe babies a lot, but let's see. There's also an active link between using a pacifier and lowering the risk of SIDS. So people worry if you use a pacifier, you may miss the baby's hunger cues, because a lot of their hunger cues are like starting to like purse their lips and suck, looking for a nipple kind of thing. And also if they overuse pacifiers, there's like dental issues that can come up later in life because of the way the gums form. And
I've heard that. Like if they use it late, like if you don't take it away from them soon enough, you can change the way the bones are growing in.
Yeah, so I don't have a problem with pacifiers. we'll probably try to use them because
I apparently held on to pacifiers for a long time after I needed to. And my teeth are fine. Never had braces.
you never had braces.
Never had any kind of
Thank God.
dental work.
Maybe we can avoid that one huge cost in life.
Yeah, I was very lucky. I think both of my brothers had braces.
I need them on the bottom, but never got them because the way I smile only shows my top teeth that are straight.
Yeah, mine on the
dentist
bottom are a little crooked, but they're not like.
My dentist gets
distracting
on to me all the time because my front bottom teeth are crowded, and they're always just like, this would help. And I'm like, have I had a cavity yet? And they're like, no. And I'm like, then we're good.
You could Invisalign that.
I
You
could.
don't have to get like the actual.
Let's see what the kid's college costs first, though. All right, your hospital stay. So this is one I wanted to go over. So once you've given birth, your baby will usually be moved to a maternity ward or private room to recover until you'll usually be moved to a maternity ward or private room. So if your baby doesn't need to be taken to the NICU, you can choose where you want your baby to stay. They can stay in the nursery without you. And nurses, overnight, nurses will take care of them. They'll give the baby formula or they'll bring the baby back to you for feedings to breastfeed if you choose to do that. And this gives you and your partner an opportunity to rest after the delivery. You can care for the baby during the day and get rest overnight in between your feedings.
What do most people do?
I don't know. I don't know what most people do.
I guess you need to ask your lady friends what they did.
Yeah. If you're worried about security, ask your hospital what the procedures are regarding the hospital nursery. So that's in regards to stolen babies and stuff.
How often does that happen? You think that happens a lot? It can't happen that much.
It can't happen that much, no. Yeah, it's only going to happen once to scare people.
I would think that would maybe happen in really small towns. Maybe.
Really?
I don't know. Like, I just don't. That's a big decision.
In small towns, it'd be harder to pull off.
Decision to take a child. It's a huge decision.
Some people. Oh God, I could tell you some true crime stories.
I'm sure.
Yeah, just people like stalking women with like box cutters and just being like, "Oh, are you at 9 months yet? Okay, I can probably grab this thing." Yeah, true crime is a horrible thing to be into when you're pregnant. All right, the other option is rooming in. If you don't want to be parted from your baby, I can't read today. I feel like Bill Burr.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to be parted from your baby, opt to room in. This means keeping your baby alongside you until you're discharged. It's a great option if you're breastfeeding, as it makes skin to skin and reading feeding cues very easy. It's an excellent way for you to have full control over what happens to your baby when your baby is always with you. Nobody can perform procedures or administer meds, give pacifiers or supplements without you knowing. I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah,
I might be naive, but I don't know. I'm between those two because I know
a lot of it's going to depend on how tired you are and how you're recovering from everything. Because I think it's going to be. Is there an option for a little bit of both? Like,
well, I mean, that's where they bring the baby back to you for feedings and stuff while you rest. I think that's kind of your in between option.
And I guess if you want to see him, they'll bring the baby to you. Like if you're like, I want to see my baby.
Probably, I would think. I can't imagine they wouldn't. I mean, and I think it'll also depend on how you feel about it too. Like you may not want to be away from her. I think I've heard a lot of people be like, a lot of men be like, when I saw her, it was just like the whole world dropped away, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. So you may be like, don't take my baby. I want to hold her.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think there's pictures of me in the nursery with other babies. I think there's a picture of me in the nursery with other babies.
I mean, we're not going to sleep very well for a while afterwards. So people do take that opportunity to rest, especially since it's
I think we can
big ordeal to give birth.
I think we can sit here and fathom that kind of decision all we want, and it's going to be completely different when it actually
I think it'll be a game time,
Yeah.
So it says if you become exhausted, you can always ask for your baby to be taken to the nursery for a few hours so you can get some rest too. So
there you go.
All right. So first bath, we're at number 10 now, and we got like 2 I'll breeze through, I know.
Okay.
So birth is quite a messy process. Your baby will probably be covered in a greasy vernix, blood, amniotic fluid. His face, y'all, is amazing. And even poop. Shoulders up, guys. Shoulders up.
Give me the wash. Give me the wipe down.
It's only natural you want to clean your mucky baby. You may want to reconsider how soon you give your baby a bath. Early bathing is an option. Your baby can have a bath within the first few hours to clean them up. You may prefer this to get your lovely newborn photos and pass your baby to visitors. We won't be having visitors, so that's not an excuse for you. Your religion may require you to bathe the baby within the first set time frame. Is that part of your religion?
It's part of my religion.
As a first
My
time,
personal religion. Clean baby.
As a first-time parent, a bathing demo can be helpful. This will usually need to be done when the nurse or midwife is free. So delayed bathing is an option. Waiting until your baby is at 24 to 48 hours before bathing is a WHO recommendation. So the World Health Organization recommends that you wait 24 to 48 hours to bathe your baby after birth.
What?
Yes.
Why?
I'm about to tell you.
Oh,
Keep
good.
your pants on.
The story keeps going.
The reason is that the vernix wax coat. So when you see babies come out and they're like kind of purpley and waxy, purple, white, waxy, the reason is that the vernix on your baby's skin is antibacterial and helps with their immune system. This is especially important. We are living in a pandemic, by the way. This is especially important if your baby is born by cesarean and not exposed to the good bacteria in your birth canal. All right, so what is it? Good bacteria, or am I giving the kid an STD? I want to know. Y'all got to make up your mind here. Birth canal seems like a treacherous and happy place at the same time.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right, so the stress of a bath can cause your baby's blood sugar to drop as they use up vital energy in the first 24 hours. Your baby will work on regulating their body temperature. It's better to bathe once they are less likely to have a significant drop in temperature. Make sure you have a lot of skin to skin with your baby to help them maintain a proper body temperature.
Okay.
So what do you think after hearing all that?
Game time decision is what I'm thinking. Game time decision.
I say we delay 24 hours.
I say it depends on how much poop is on the baby.
I mean, of course. Like, that's dangerous. If she's like just covered in poop, then you can't let that get in her eye. That's how you get pink eye.
Oh, finish this list, please.
Okay. A hearing test is also an option. That's pretty self-explanatory. So
I like how we were like, we're gonna make it a short one.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Well, you started talking about everything we're doing in our life at the beginning of the episode, and I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. So you can opt for a hearing test. The Guthrie test is a newborn blood prick test that's done on their foot, and it can test for various metabolic diseases.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense.
Early diagnosis. I say we do that. Why not? Just baby's already in there. Poke their foot.
And we can save this, but like, how do you do a hearing test?
I can go back. Having the hearing test. The test is called automatic. Okay, test is called something I can't pronounce. It involves placing an earpiece on your baby's ear and transmitting soft clicking sounds. The equipment will detect how your baby responds to these sounds. It's not painful. However, it may make them unsettled.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the hearing, not to be callous, but the hearing's either there or it isn't. So
fair. But okay, so the test is recommended if there is a higher risk of hearing loss or your baby has spent more than 48 hours in the NICU. The test is around $30 to $50 to perform. You get a pass-fail. It doesn't mean your baby does or doesn't have a hearing loss. A fail result means a referral to an audiologist for further testing.
Okay. So it doesn't mean they're deaf. It just means that they're not responding to whatever that test is.
Yeah. So it can be quite tricky to get your baby at the right time when they are settled enough to test. Some hospitals may recommend a mild sedation. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. I think the hearing will be there. Like it's really one of those, unless they're like, no, she really needs this.
Yeah. And if the hearing test is done too early.
And that's with most of this list. Like, we're going to lean into the doctor a pretty good bit.
Yeah. What is our situation applied to this?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be anyway. The Guthrie test, metabolic diseases. What's the next one? Circumcision. So we're having a girl. This doesn't apply to us, but obviously you have a decision to make for circumcision and not circumcising. And routine circumcision is not recommended by the AAP unless there is a medical reason. Circumcision is a cosmetic preference. Hugely debated topic. So you make sure you are fully informed on all the risks and benefits of this procedure.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then choosing a baby doctor. This is the last one on the list. We've done that.
We did it.
If you are doing that, I don't know. I would recommend getting your friends' recommendations and then do your own research, of course.
On doctors?
On doctors, yeah.
Yeah.
You can check their medical licensing complaints online. As with anything, you can.
Well, fortunately, we have a really good GP who made some good recommendations to us, and two of the people he suggested are in the same practice, so that helps a lot.
And then we checked them out online. So just ask your family, friends, coworkers, or your pregnancy caregivers for their
internet
recommendations.
helps a lot with that stuff, man.
Man, like I can't imagine doing any of this without the internet.
So much. Like you just have to be. Without the internet, you had to be so trusting. Like, all right, we'll see how this goes. There's a lot of we'll see how this goes. There still is, but like for the most part, at least you get an idea. It's like, well, at least this many people gave it.
Your dog's twitching. Why is he all stiff legged like that? Why are you being weird, buddy? You're fine. You look good.
He's like a big turkey. That's what he looks like.
He does look like a turkey.
Looks like a big turkey getting ready to go in the oven. All right, 20 weeks. Is this why you were craving sweet potatoes? Because she's the size of a sweet potato right now.
That's what I want. I want marshmallow covered sweet potatoes.
That's kind of morbid.
What? No, it's not. It's fine.
So
she's also the size of Michael Scott's world's best boss mug.
Oh, 6.5 inches, roughly 10 ounces.
She's also the size of a Beanie Baby.
Oh goodness.
That's probably why I can feel her flipping around. She's huge now.
So at a glance, your little thumb sucker, your little one is working hard on her sucking reflexes and may even suck her thumb if her hand drifts close to her face.
Self-soothing.
Gender reveal. This should be the week that most people find out, traditionally, but we found out via
chromosome test.
Via chromosome tests. But most people find out boy or girl.
Well, this is the week you normally have the anatomy sonogram that.
How far behind is the stepsister from you?
6 weeks.
6 weeks, and she already knows.
She did chromosome testing too. She's my age, so.
Another girl.
Yeah.
Oh, this family.
I know. Well, and my other friend that's a week behind me, she's a couple years younger than me, but she did the chromosome testing too. Another girl. Oh my God. And my cousin just had a girl. What's in the water, y'all?
I don't know. Something that doesn't allow boys around. It's a no boys allowed potion in the water. The big week. If you didn't start feeling your baby to be's punches and kicks last week, you may this week. And it's the best, but it could take a little longer. Well, we think you felt it, right? Pretty sure you did.
I'm ready for more.
You've got a baby fist with like a punching motion.
Everybody keeps telling us that we're going to see her like push her hand up against my stomach or foot or her,
and that's
her
going to terrify me.
Or her hand. Yeah. Every time anybody mentions it around Jeremy, he gets that same like squeamish vibe going.
Big baby. You've got a heavy weight in your belly at 20 weeks pregnant. Well, in baby terms anyway. You're a little champ. God, the puns. Your little champ weighs about 10 ounces and has a height crown to rump of 6.5 inches. While your baby's definitely getting bigger, there's still plenty of growing room in there, which allows her to twist and turn and allows you to feel her acrobatics. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.
You're so impressed with the writing.
The writing is painful. Let's see. If you're 20 weeks pregnant, that means you're at 5 months because that's how math works. Only 4 months left to go because that's how math works. Still have questions? Here's some more information. Okay, there's a link to something. Boy or girl, we know that already. Your body at week 20. All right, little upside down baby. And you said like it feels like she's moved off your bladder, so maybe she's moving more center.
She feels like she's moved a little more center.
You said the movement you felt last night was more centered up, right?
Yeah, I don't even know where my bladder is. I just know I've not had to like pee in the middle of the night so much, and she was before
on like
when
the
I
right
did.
Side.
Yeah, on my right side a little bit. Like that's where they had to find the heartbeat last time. So
interesting.
But I definitely felt that little flip to do in the middle.
Little butterflies.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was not a little butterfly. It was like way more than a butterfly for sure.
It's like a small bird.
Yes. Yes.
There you go. Now that you're at the midpoint of your pregnancy, 20 weeks down, 20 to go, that little sweet potato you're carrying.
Small bird.
That little sweet potato you're carrying is becoming more of a reality as you feel the movements and draw smiles from a passerby who sees your baby bump. Got any smiles from passersby?
I haven't seen any passersby. I've been in my house for 8 months. Your stepmom did fill my belly last night, though.
She did.
They dropped off some food.
They dropped off some food, and she reached out of the car and patted your belly.
Yeah, I was like, yes, please. And I lifted my shirt and I was like, feel the belly. I was all about it because I haven't had human contact in months.
You might also, so hair and nail growth. You might also be noticing that your hair and nails are stronger. Your nails are stronger and your hair is growing faster than usual.
Nah.
Haven't noticed it?
I mean,
I feel like you got strong nails.
I cut them all off like 3 weeks ago, so they're finally growing back again.
Did you have to like use a special tool to cut them off?
No, it was normal. It's real normal. I'm taking a prenatal too, so I don't know.
I think someone needs to go outside.
He probably does.
Yeah,
we're almost done.
We're almost done, buddy. Your hair should be feeling thicker and fuller. You can thank pregnancy hormones again, which trigger a surge in circulation that brings extra nutrients to your hair and nail cells. Feeding your growing appetite. This is something that we've noticed over the past couple of weeks. Your appetite's gone way up.
Yes, I've gained some weight.
You've gained a little weight.
I've gained like 4 or 5 pounds.
Are you in the hunger zone?
Yes.
With the weeks of nausea and food aversions behind you, you may be more than ready to make up for lost eating time. Move over crackers. Hello, 4-course meals.
No, not 4-course. 3-course for certain. Though.
You are killing it.
I'm all about like my own plate of nachos now. Like the Chick-fil-A peppermint shake has been made more than one appearance in our house.
It's really good.
It's Sunday. Dang. I was about to say, let's go get one.
Never on Sunday.
But yeah, lots of food. And still nothing sounds good and everything sounds good too. So.
We were going through that problem the other day where we're just kind of like, I don't know if it's a mixture. It's probably a mixture of you being pregnant, but also with the pandemic, we've been, ordering out and ordering takeout. And that doesn't super limit your stuff, but there's stuff that you just don't go get for takeout because it's not good.
It's not as good.
It's not as good as when they bring the plate to you at the table.
Yeah. So, we've been trying to, and I have not wanted to cook at all for 2 weeks.
We make a plan to cook.
Yeah.
And then by the time it's time to get ready to start doing it, you're like, I don't know.
My work day has been kicking my butt. So it's like, and we've got plenty to do that we've been doing around the house. And I'm just like, the housework is falling off because I'm exhausted still. Like it's just.
I'm surprised we got as much of that table done as we did.
I really want that table. I feel like that table is going to change my approach to things in the house. I don't know. When we get a big project in mind, I'm just like, this is going to change our life.
We also got rid of our other table, so that's been extra weird because now we have to we have to do dinner differently.
We've been eating on the couch with TV trays. Yeah,
we've had to do that, and then a lot of your plants and stuff lost their home because they would sit on the table too.
Yeah.
So
you're like living in a jungle.
I'm really wanting to get this table done today. Today. I don't think it's going to be done until tomorrow, but today.
All right. Well, get through this and we'll try.
Let's see. But before you dig into all the all-you-can-eat buffet at lunchtime, well, you're not going to a buffet. Here's something you might want to consider: the grazing approach that was your mealtime MO during those queasy months is still the best way to feed yourself and your baby. Now that food's no longer a 4-letter word. What? Oh,
like a cuss word.
Oh,
yeah.
I hate this writing. I'm gonna shake this person. Let's see. So it's saying basically to go ahead and continue to graze if you can.
I'm trying to do right.
And the tummy troubles have gone away and all that good stuff.
Keeping my Cheerios around,
Let's see. In fact, studies show that moms who eat at least 5 small meals a day, and along with snacks, are more likely to carry to term. What?
Yeah.
Oh, to the full term instead of like
no preemies.
No preemies. I got you. So bring on the grub when pregnancy hunger hits, and lots of it. Just bring it on a little at a time. Okay, I got you.
So no overindulgent Chinese meals.
All right. So here's your symptoms for the week: heartburn and indigestion. You really haven't had too much of that.
Not too bad. Knock on wood. Because that is a miserable symptom.
Occasional headaches you have had.
Oh, I had one last night. Yeah, that one sucked.
They tend to crop up when you're overheated.
And we busted our butts yesterday. In
windowless and stuffy places or under fluorescent lighting, which... No, you don't really have that. Yesterday, I think what helps is the fact that it's cooler outside.
Yeah,
You've been a lot colder than you normally are.
All the blankets in the world. I was listening back to one of our old episodes where I was like, I never get cold, and I've been cold like for a solid 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've never seen you so bundled up. Like, I'll be warm. Like, I'm a pretty cold natured person. I'll be warm, and I'll have to like throw one of the blankets off, and I look over, and you're just like, you look like an Eskimo. Like,
I am normally somebody that's like in a tank top and shorts in January, and I have like fuzzy slippers and full like sweatpants and
you
a
full
long
parka.
sleeve shirt and a hoodie and and I got a blanket wrapped around me on top of it. Like, it's been weird.
Let's see.
And like 3 hot showers a day, please.
Yeah. That's one key way for you to warm up for sure. Faintness or dizziness, have you had that?
Not really. Not that I've noticed.
No, I think you're pretty strong. I had a little bit of faintness when we were decorating. I like stood up too fast and I was like, whoa, I almost passed out.
Sympathy pain.
Leg cramps.
Yes.
You still have restless legs.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
last night that was happening. It sucked.
Let's see. Edema, swelling of the feet and ankles. Have you had that?
I haven't noticed it yet.
Yeah.
We're going to hope that one doesn't crop up either because it's miserable.
Your innie should be becoming an outie soon.
We're not there yet.
Not quite there?
It's still definitely an innie. Look. Woo.
It is an innie. I can just confirm that for you guys.
Yay.
Let's see. Tips for this week. Will you learn the baby sex? We already know the baby sex. Expect movement from the baby. We got some movement last night. Perfect. Don't overstretch, but do stretch.
Okay, I'll build a table today.
Yeah. Do stretch. Choose healthy foods. Ask about
Avocado toast and strawberries for breakfast.
avocados. Ask about iron.
Got some in my prenatal.
That's right. You're rocking the prenatal. Choose oil-free skincare.
Deal.
Can do. Got some of that special stress relief Bath and Body
That's
Works.
definitly got oil.
That's got so much oil in it, but it smells so good.
Yeah.
So good.
But it doesn't go on my face. Are they talking about face care for pregnancy acne?
Let's see.
I've definitely had pregnancy acne.
Look for the words ooh, that's a big word. Commodogenic. Non-comedogenic. I don't know how to say it.
I don't either.
And unscented. That's an easier word, unscented. When buying makeup and skincare products, oil-free will be less likely to add excess oils to clog up your pores. Good for your skin. Good if your skin is on the oilier side to begin with, but if your skin is dry, you'll do best to choose moisturizing products.
Yeah, so we got Cetaphil.
I don't know why that was so hard for me to read.
It's okay. I had a really tough time with what I was reading earlier. Yeah, we got Cetaphil for that kind of stuff. So they're just talking about acne.
Okay.
And I've definitely had pregnancy acne. It stinks.
Yeah.
But whatever. Nobody sees me because I've been locked in my house for 9 months.
I've been locked in a tower.
I feel like Rapunzel sucks. With my strong, long pregnancy hair.
So strong. So strong.
We're here. We're halfway.
We're halfway there.
Halfway through this entire crazy process journey.
Yeah.
I'm still scared. Still excited. How about you?
I'm excited. I'm very excited.
We should have a sonogram next week to talk about. Hopefully it goes real well. Everybody say a little prayer for us.
Yeah. Say a few words.
If you're the praying type.
Say a few words. Just be like, hey, hope that kid's all right.
We're so dumb. We are dum-dums.
You don't even have to say it to an entity. Just say it out loud. Just be like, hey, hope that kid's all right. Just say it to yourself. Anyway, we're getting a little punchy. I'm also buzzing off coffee.
You had a lot.
I'm still working off that laugh I had earlier. I'm a little...
I win.
Why?
I win.
Why?
That cements it.
I should have just ended.
Clinch the victory.
I'm going to clinch something in my life. Clinch my vocal cords.
Oh.
Anyway, opt for the clamping
I'm
on the
so glad.
vocal cords.
I'm so glad I told you about all that.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God, I'm going to find so many fun articles now. I know which direction to go.
You know how to tickle the funny bone, for sure. All right, guys. As always, you can follow the show on Twitter at PUnpreparedPod. You can email us permanentlyunprepared@gmail.com. You're halfway. You ready?
No, not at all.
You sure?
I'm very unprepared. It sounds like I'm prepared because I have articles, but I'm so unprepared.
Yeah. You just have a lot of impressive notes But the test,
Oh, yeah. In practice,
test
this is
you're-
going to be a nightmare.
yeah, no. You're a good study.
Yay.
Terrible test taker. See you guys next time. Bye.
Adios.